why we need or need why do we intend to protect our car industry? It is because our own bad decisions. Firstly, we did terrible things to the energy production. The Germans closed the nuclear power plants, which was very bad thing to do, I would say stupid. Now everybody is speaking about the ETS, the emission trading systems, and their impact on closing of the coal power plants. So we lost nuclear, we will not have coal. We were relying on gas, but gas is very expensive because EU willingly cut itself from the Russian gas, and now we have problems, of course, with the Hormuz Strait crisis. So we will be having only very expensive gas from United States, so it is also not a good option. And the new green energy cannot reliably and constantly feed the industry. So the energy is expensive, and if you have expensive energy, then you cannot compete. This is one problem. It can be remedied. We still, in my country, Czech Republic, have the coal power plants. We have coal for like 30 years, so we can continue. But the regulation must change. Secondly, Brussels, the EU, also saying this, told to the automakers, because they are activists, we need the cars to have this and this and that. And the car people told them, well, but then the cars will be very expensive and they will not be very good, so nobody will buy them. So the bureaucrats told, okay, so we will subsidize you, and we will make it hard for the petrol cars, the all cars to continue. So they said, okay, we will invest into this, and we will get repaid by the people who will have to basically buy these cars. And and it failed because the cars are really obsolete and expensive. And here the Chinese EVs come. They are good, they are well engineered, and if they compete with the poor German industry or car industry or French car industry, they have advantages. But the disadvantages are not because Volkswagen would have bad engineers. It was because there were requirements from the EU which were not reasonable. So it is a bit unfair for the car industry to tell them, well, you have bad cars, go away, we have Chinese cars. So we need to find a solution to this. By the way, because some of the shareholders of the big car industry are not only private persons, but also the governments or local governments. So we are in a process of finding a solution. But for me, it is important the needs of the consumers. And the consumers don't want expensive and obsolete products. They need cheap and innovative products. Secondly, of course, we are a car-making country, Czech Republic. But in past, when our car industry got obsolete, we got technology transfers from Germans who took over Skoda, and it worked for some extent. But well, now when the technology is once more getting obsolete, we are quite ready. I think we can do it. That we get technology transfers from China. But for this, it is very important that you and us agree on the rules which we are trying to work on in the so-called Industrial Accelerator Act. That basically technology transfers should be here, and also local production should be here. But I think it is doable. So what do you think?
I think that it's very interesting because if you look back about 30 or 40 years ago, in 1980s or early of 1990s, maybe China faced the same challenges. At that time, China's local mobile industry is very weak, and we tried to import those advanced Western technologies to make improvement of our industries. And we sometimes, we can understand that because we try to protect our own weak industries, while at the same time we believe that the customers, our peoples, they deserve a better car. And then we need to find a balance between different requirements to balance the different interests from different actors from both sides. While at the same time, at that time, China is looking forward how to push forward a more deepened, open up and reform policies in which that accept the so-called the rule-based, the norm-based international rules, which means we will try to go back to rejoin the WTO and try to accept the WTO rules to trade these market competition issues. I think during that process we face the same challenges, but I think one thing is very important from our point of view, that you just insist to embrace this progress or the development both on this technical or industry and market orient, and while at the same time you're providing a little bit balanced policy that governs the development of these either the competitions or corporations. And according to the information I know that talking about this is the things that China's electronic vessels export to European market, we providing a multi-layered patterns of policy that allow both sides to take possible options to cooperation, which make them feel comfort at most. And you can choose to accept that, launch some joint ventures with China's companies, and these companies are willing to share or transfer their technologies and help your companies inside European countries to build their own electronic vessels in the local factories and help to training the workers with the new skills which is required and help them to produce new employment in this local industry. And of course, we would prefer that we can launch more corporations to providing either subsidized or providing some price regulations on how those EV cars will be sold in the European market, so that it will not push too hard on those local industry or the mobile industries. But the main challenge is it seems that the European Union did not have enough, a kind of political willingness to push forward such kind of corporations. That make Chinese government feel a little bit regret. So, but on the other side, from Chinese side, we insist that we will push forward these corporations by multiple pillars, not only one pillars. We can cooperate with European unions, and of course, at the same time, we cooperate with state-to-state bilateral levels to different member states in different projects. But in future, I think we still wish that, because no matter whether the European Union is a union or a republic or just a kind of intergovernmental organizations and so on, but European unions, they providing the guiding principles. The law maybe not the bindings, but the European Union set up those guiding principles that help the law to deliver in the different local member states. We wish finally the European unions can take a more practical attitude on these Sino-Europe cooperations in more general ways, and maybe more specific industry focusing the EV importing to your side.